somebody, why can I not remember? Was it Jamie Young? Somebody posted another video where they used cups and a piece of candy. It's on our Facebook feed.
I think it's Humberto Acevedo.
Oh, Humberto. Okay. All right.
Do you guys ever just sit there and wonder, like, why wasn't my name Humberto Acevedo? Like, there's people with cool names out there, and I got Philip Oswald. Humberto Acevedo. Think about that. Like, I would rock that so hard. I would put in Old English letters on the back of my smart car, Acevedo, with like two guns like this.
I hope he watches this. Yeah. Or listens to it. Either one.
It does sound like the coolest Spanish name.
Oh, I feel like if my name was Acevedo, I'd be in like an action movie with Bruce Lee or something.
Left my wallet in Acevedo. No, that's gonna.
Welcome to Second Take at Eastlake, a podcast of Eastlake Community Church in Irmo, South Carolina. You are invited to join us any Sunday at 9 or 11. Man, is Rob joining us today? Do we know if we have a Roberto?
He is not. No.
Oh, snap.
Yep.
Well, then while Rob is away, the kids will play.
Yeah.
That's right.
Poor Rob. He's getting poked with needles.
Yeah, in case you guys don't know, Rob's like a walking allergy. Just watch out for him. If you touch him, he could pop like a pimple.
Oh, that's kind of gross.
No, Rob's getting his allergies tested. My nose, I got the sniffles. Are you guys feeling good?
Better.
Better?
Yeah, because Sunday into Monday, I was not so good.
Oh, yeah, that's
or
right.
Or Saturday into Sunday into Monday. Yeah.
Yeah, so. Michelle's been out of pocket. What did the chiropractor do to you?
Oh, my word. So she grabbed my left leg and she yanked, and you could feel that hip socket go into place.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was major. I knew it was major.
She got her leg pulled.
I did get my leg pulled in every real sense of the word.
She was pulling your leg.
Yeah.
This is why I go to a chiropractor that does a manual adjustment, because those people that just use this little actuator thing, it's no good for me.
Oh, no. Get out of here with those things. I could buy one of those on Amazon.
I need a good crunch.
Yeah. Break me. Slight chance of death. Let's go.
That's all right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I'm not walking listing to one side any longer.
Yeah, that was making everyone uncomfortable. I'm glad you got that fixed.
So she says, she was asking, what did I do? I said, well, I moved some pretty heavy rocks last Thursday. I said, but and then she said, I said, but I didn't feel this way after doing that. She said, then what happened? I said, well, then I got sick. She said, so you did something extraordinary and then you did nothing. I'm like, yes. And she said, that's probably the whole problem.
Oh.
So there you go.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad you're healed. I'm
Amen.
Glad to be back with you guys. I had fun in church. It's funny, just taking a little break away from just life in general. I could not wait to get back. I was like a little kid with all my toys. You know, when you get back and you sleep in your own bed and you got all your toys. That's the way I felt on Sunday. Pretty fun. Well, cool. Okay, so we're in a new series. This one's called
Happy
Love. Yeah. New year, new series, new podcast. This one's called Love Like That, based off the book Love Like That, if you guys want to read it along with us. And Ray, would you call this, are we doing this as a relationship series or is it just a love series? What's the goal here?
It's really about us trying to get our hearts and heads shaped after that of Jesus. So, yes, you can call it relationships because that's what his life was about, helping broken us connect to a holy God. So to develop that relationship with the hope that coming out of that relationship, we'll be better with this vertical relationship. So getting the vertical one right and then the horizontal one. So, yeah.
It's going to be
a better way to start the year off.
Yeah. Well, I liked it on Sunday. I thought it was really great. But before we talk too much about the sermon, which was about mindfulness, by the way, I figured, we got to play a game. We got to just
go.
Yeah, we got to play. We got to get competitive. We got to have a few tears and victories. So here's the deal. Here's
Michelle's
the rule.
Mom. We got to find out where Michelle's mom is.
Yeah, which, by the way, podcast listeners, if you know, Michelle's mom's practically a part of this podcast because of, I don't know, we just keep bringing her up. But I finally met her. I met Michelle's mom. And guess what? She didn't even whoop up on me. She's sweet. Michelle's the mean one. Michelle's the one to fear. Her mom is fine. She'll make you think her mom's going to get you. There's nothing to fear there, guys. It was just a mirage.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys, now this game, you could do this with a lot of different subjects, but we're going to do this with the subject of food. Okay, so this means you can use any type of food, a restaurant, anything that relates to food, but we're going to start. See, I tell the instructions backwards, keeping you interested. We're going to start with every letter from the alphabet. So like you have to say A, apple, B, Bart's coffee shop or whatever, and so we want to make it hard. And so by the time you get to Z, you've made it. But if I said, let's say we were on the fourth letter, are you guys tracking with me? Probably not. If we're on the fourth letter and it's Ray's turn, he has to say the A word, the B, C, D, and then Michelle would have to say A, B, C, D, E. And we have to do it from memory until you get to Z. And it's like a speed round. So you have to be mindful. Now, anybody can say apple, banana, carrot, Let's make it.
Write down?
You can't write it down. It's mindfulness, Ray. You got to remember.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
When I play this game with people in the Discover class, I let them take notes.
Oh, I thought you were going to say this was a drinking game.
No, I was not going to say this is a drinking game. Although I used to pray the alphabet when I was stressed, that's about as far from a drinking game as you can get.
Okay.
I'll drink to that.
God is almighty. God is beautiful.
Okay, so it has to be as it relates to food. Who wants to start us off? Ray. Okay, Ray. So it's going to go Ray, Michelle, me.
Okay.
All right. A, avocado.
Okay. A, avocado. B, blueberries.
So you don't have to say the letter now. So I'll just say avocado, blueberries, cantina.
What? Cantina?
Cantina has to do with the food.
All right. Avocado, blueberries, cantina.
See, I'm making it hard because we could just do easier. It's going to get hard by the time we get to Z. Avocados, blueberry, cantina. Right? You're up.
Avocados, blueberries, cantina. Dogs.
Oh, you got to eat a dog.
Hot dogs, man.
Oh, I thought we were in China.
Okay.
Dogs.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're already in trouble. Avocado, blueberry, cantina, dogs, meaning the hot dog kind. E. Oh, E. E is hard.
I got one. Come on, Michelle.
Well, sure. You probably wrote all these down before you came.
No, I would never cheat ever.
Oh, E.
The longer you take, the harder it gets.
I know, but I can't think of an E. Extra portions.
Okay, that'll work. I'm going to let it slide, but I don't like it. Okay. Avocado, blueberries, cantina, dogs, extra portions, Frank's.
Hot sauce, or are we back to dogs?
Either or, whatever you prefer. You guys better be mindful. Pay attention.
Avocados, blueberries, cantina, dogs, extra portions, franks, grapes.
Ooh.
Okay. Avocado, blueberry, cantina, dogs, extra portions, franks, grapes, hot sauce.
Oh, okay. Avocado, blueberry, cantina, dogs, extra portions, franks, grapes, hot sauce, indigestion.
Okay.
I'm keeping it real over here.
Avocado, blueberries, cantina, dogs, extra portions, franks, grapes, indigestion, juice.
You forgot one.
Oh, he forgot H.
Hot sauce, indigestion, juice.
Juice. Okay. Avocado, blueberries, cantina, dogs, extra portions, franks, grapes, hot sauce, indigestion, juice.
What's your next one? I did juice.
Oh, you did juice. Kellogg's cereal.
With the double words. See how she is?
Okay, just Kellogg's.
All right. Avocados, blueberries, cantina, dogs. What's E? Avocados, blueberries, dogs, extra portions, franks, grapes, hot sauce, indigestion, juice, Kellogg's. Oh, lard.
Oh, now we do have indigestion.
Avocados, blueberries, cantinas, extra portions, franks, grapes, hot sauce, indigestion, juice, Kellogg's, lard, meatballs.
Okay. Robbie picked a good day not to be here. Avocados, blueberries.
Uh-oh. Just know that the whole internet knows it while you don't.
Know. Cantina. Dogs, extra portions, franks, grapes, hot sauce,
She's trying so hard.
indigestion, juice, Kellogg's, lard, meatballs.
No, K.
What?
You left off K.
I said
Left off K.
Kellogg's.
Oh.
I said Kellogg's.
L,
Kellogg's.
Lard.
Yeah. Meatballs. Now I'm at N. And so I have to decide what noodles.
All right. I'm so glad you guys asked. I'll tell you what it is. It's really easy for me. It's avocados, blueberries, cantina, dogs. Oh, what's the E? What's the E? E is, did I do E? Avocados, blueberries, cantina, dogs.
You want one of these when there's cake in the office.
Oh no, it's gone. Oh no. Blueberries. I'm out. I'm out. E. Hang on. Give me 5 seconds.
Cake.
I'm on E.
Yeah, I know. But you want this when there's cake.
Eat?
No.
I have no idea.
Extra portions.
Extra portions. That's because that's not a food. I shouldn't have let you do that.
You said it was related to food.
I shouldn't have ever let you do a non-food item. That's why I lost.
Okay. It's
All
my
right.
fault.
Well,
Do you see? He has a little problem taking self-responsibility. He's got to blame other people.
okay. All right. Well, that's game then. We'll call it. That was fun. I'm glad we got to meatball and lard and meatballs. So,
An indigestion.
So the creator of the game loses the game. Okay.
That's how
Just
it goes.
for fun, let's get into the meat of this sermon here. I want just real quick off the top of your head, what is mindfulness? Just popcorn, throw out words that you think of synonyms with mindfulness.
Present.
Paying attention.
Aware.
Attention.
Understanding other people.
Empathetic.
Focus.
Focused. Empathetic.
Self-aware.
Oh, you got to be self-aware. Yeah, that's good. I'd be curious from those of you guys watching this online, if there's anything that comes to your mind when you think of mindfulness. And then, I think this is a very timely sermon because nobody walks around and thinks that they're not mindful of others, yet we are the most distracted generation. I mean, I say generations combined right now of anything. So what does mindfulness have to do? Like why does God care about us being mindful? Like, what's the importance? Why preach this sermon? Why do we need to be mindful other than just, Ray told us? I'm just curious. Scripturally, why do we care?
Who wants to be forgotten about?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be forgotten about. I mean, you walk into a room where you're the stranger, you hope to be noticed. When you go into a coffee shop or a restaurant, you hope to be noticed, to be paid attention to. You want to be acknowledged, even if you're there to meet somebody or you're there to be a customer. You want to be acknowledged. Mindfulness has a lot to do with that. The person behind the counter needs to be mindful. That's part of the reason why I think a lot of businesses have some door chime or something that lets them know that someone has come into the room. Imagine, honestly, Philip, that's like you. When they come into Eastlake and they hear music playing or voices being uplifted, you are in short like a chime or a notification that, hey, God is here. He's at work.
Yeah.
And so if God is mindful of us, he wants us to not only be mindful of him, but also of everyone else.
Yeah.
And we suck at that, if I'm to be frank. We do.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Present company included.
Yeah. I'd be curious too, like if you were to interview people this time of year and say, how many of your, a lot of people do New Year's resolutions or things that they'd like to accomplish in the new year. How many of your resolutions and or decisions that you've made in 2023 have to do with you versus how many have to do with others? you know, I feel like for me, it's really easy to think about what I want to do for me. This is my goal. But how many of our goals are, this is what I want to do for them. This is what I hope to be in my community. This is the kind of neighbor I hope to be. This is the kind of relationship that I want to have, you know, or things like that. Yeah.
Yep.
Did you have anything on that, Michelle? You don't have to. I'm just lobbing out questions.
Well, you know, I just think when we're talking about mindfulness, and we can't grow if we don't understand where we're at. And so until we know the truth of where we are, we can't hope to change anything or do anything better. And so being mindful is really important to being able to grow.
Yeah.
People who lack self-awareness or who lack the ability to see other people generally aren't real healthy people, and they get stuck in these places that are not good.
Yeah. I was Googling today, actually, for another sermon that somebody else is going to teach, Michelle. I was just Googling while she was talking about her sermon for this Sunday. And one of the things that I looked up was, what are the top character traits of leaders? And what is the top character trait of people of hiring somebody? So like of a candidate for a position. You guys know what it is? You might already know.
Humility
was like one or two, and I'm not saying that was one. I don't know what the actual order was, but humility and self-awareness were like the two. So like for an employee or something to follow a leader, they want to follow a leader who has self-awareness, not like successful, not confident. It wasn't like all these things you might think. It was self-awareness and humility.
Yep.
And I couldn't agree more. I think it's true. And so mindfulness, what Michelle, you're kind of saying too, is like mindfulness is not just mindful of the people around you. It's mindfulness of yourself.
Right. Yeah. It's hard to get honest about ourselves.
Oh, shoot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. While we were on Christmas break, you know, we have all these people in the house. Spencer's like, he's home. My dad's home. Friends are visiting from out of town. And we're downstairs making breakfast. And Kristen says to me, after I'm making conversation, like as people come down, I'm talking to them about the day. She said, do you realize that you bring up the most controversial subjects of any, like you just brought them all up back to back? Like, are you trying to start like an argument this morning? And I was like, what? And then I was like, holy cow. The first thing I thought when I saw somebody in the morning, like, good morning. And then I thought of the controversial subject and I brought it up. And I was like, I gotta go back to bed and start over. I'm sorry, everybody, you know. But luckily, then my family just laughs at me and moves on, but because they can tell me that, I guess. But it's just like, you got to be self-aware. I had no idea. Luckily, my wife doesn't care. She'll tell me.
Yeah. Now, see, that's actually really good to have somebody, if you want to be mindful, have somebody you can trust, give you some honest feedback about how you're coming across. That's really great because some spouses don't do that for one another. They don't have that level of trust with each other.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's a helpful thing.
Sometimes people don't necessarily tell you what they think, that you look at them and you see their reactions and that tells you what they're thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, a good question. I'm always thinking about things we can ask ourselves for this podcast, but you know, and you guys can answer this if you want, you don't have to, but like, even for our listeners, what's the last thing you learned about yourself that was like new that you weren't aware of? Like for me, I realized that like sometimes my first topic of conversation when I see somebody is like a controversial, I'll bring it up. I don't know why. I just love the torture or what, but I just bring it up. What's wrong with, I don't know. But anyways, enough about me. I already lost the game. Leave me alone.
You're doing this to yourself, Philip. I'm not doing this to you. Be aware. Be mindful.
Be mindful.
Yeah.
But our listeners, think about that. And then if there hasn't been anything in a long time, then maybe find a trusted source and ask them. There might be because I think we're always on a personal growth journey where we're always learning things. And maybe that's not something that I used to do. Maybe it's new for me. That's my new thing. Light off the bomb and leave the room. I don't know. But
I think, Philip, you asked what do we learn about ourselves, and that selective attention test, whether you know it or not, the assignment was to count how many times the ball was passed between the players in the white shirts. For the people that actually got the correct number of 15, they won. They did exactly what the video was asking. The monkey wrench was the monkey. And for those that saw the 8 but could not come up with the correct count, they were the losers, actually. But here's the deal. Even though we had our assignment and we could get focused on our assignment, the downside is that we can also miss opportunities to see something that's pretty incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And so for those of us that are task-driven, you might do well in getting the task completed and totally miss the moments where God is working or the Spirit is trying to make you aware of something because of that hyper ability to focus. And what this message really is about is trying to bring balance.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are a few people in the world that actually were able to see the gorilla and get the count right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
It's
if you got
true.
the count right,
Yeah.
go ahead, beat your chest like the gorilla that you didn't see.
Would you consider yourselves to be task-driven, task-oriented?
Naturally, I am extremely task-oriented. And so, I mean, I can still go to that default, but I also have made relationship really, really important. So it's like I remind myself all the time, that's what's important. And so I don't think I'm nearly to other people as task-focused as I used to be.
Yeah. I can see that.
It depends on what it is for me.
Yeah.
That I become task-driven about. On Sunday mornings, I'm pretty locked in. And so, I mean, you could want to have a conversation with me about something on a Sunday morning, which I highly advise. Don't do that. But I know I can put off the vibe. Don't talk to me.
Yeah.
On a Sunday morning because I'm focused. And so there are those times. And then there are times regularly when I'm at the office, yes, I know that there are things that need to get done. And I select the ones that are the ones that need my hyper focus and try to get those done before people come into the building.
Yeah.
So that, these other things are important too. But if they don't get done, the world won't end. Volunteers won't be upset. I would not have put them in a bad predicament because of something that they need to do that I'm not produced for them to do. And so I try to manage that.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that in both of you guys. I think, well, good Lord, I'm very task focused. I think I'm task driven. I can be present. I have no problems being present with what I'm doing. But the problem is when I'm present, then I'm only there, and then I'm nowhere else. Like I'm like whoever shines the light in my face, I just kind of follow it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I need to get this done too. So I don't know if that would put me in the category of task driven or just ADD, but um, but I do it with a smile.
Yes, you do. You do.
I love
You
it.
get to the end of your rope and then you say, I'm a bad person.
That has been my thing, hasn't it, lately? I think I say I'm a bad person is I just don't like people to think too highly of me. You know, hey guys, I don't want to let you down.
I'm very real, right?
Yeah, I don't want to let you down. Anyway, so a few more things that would be fun to talk about. One of the statements you said was, it's not willpower, it's humility. Embrace our weakness and lean in and learn from others. I might not have that exactly right, but you were talking about, it was when you were talking about the, like, I think I can, like, you can't do this on your own. And you were making the point that, like, the only way to do this is through humility. So how does humility interact with mindfulness? So we talked about self-awareness, but like, let's talk a little bit about it. Is humility, but let's dig into that a little bit.
Whether it's signing up for Gracism or Rooted or any one of our studies, when a person signs up for any one of those things, there's a level of humility that's in that. Because what they are saying is, I don't know what I don't know. For the person that signs up for one of those things with the posture that I want to teach you something, they don't learn anything. And so when it comes to just our regular everyday life, I know, because I've been that guy, that pastor that has given you a list of things to do, and you walk out feeling that way. And that's amidst the list that you already have. And so all of a sudden, I'm impressing upon you that this list is more important than the other list in your life. I didn't want people to walk out with that this week. I wanted them to walk out with this feeling that I need to surrender.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to fix my marriage. I don't know how to grow in mindfulness. I don't know. And when you can humble yourself to say that, then you're teachable. And so the next step since you don't know, is you learning to know.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that translated on Sunday for people that were listening in the room as well as online, that they just felt like they could exhale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead, Michelle.
No, you made me think of something. So I'm making a note for my message about something that I want to go back and look at.
Oh, okay. I think that when you said, it's not about trying harder or willpower, man, that resonated with me right away, because sometimes we can hear a sermon or read a book or watch a movie or whatever and think, I'm going to, and it's not that at all. It's humility of getting yourself, of just saying, hey, this is a weak area of my life, and then opening yourself up to opportunities to grow.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it is revolutionary once you figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. I'll give an example from music, which I don't know that anybody cares, but I'm going to give it just in case somebody out there cares. When we give our musicians on Sunday mornings those little in-ear headphones, they look like headphones, and basically it's how we can hear what we're doing. The first thing that everybody does who's never used those before is they turn up the volume of the things they want to hear. So they can turn up the cymbals, they can turn up my voice. The first thing they do is they say, okay, I want to hear this. And they turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. And before you know it, they're like, I can't hear anything, Philip. It just doesn't sound right. And the secret to getting a good in-ear mix, if anyone out there cares, is not to listen to what you want to hear more of. It's to listen for what you're hearing too much of and remove those things. What do I hear a lot of? Oh, I hear a lot of cymbals. Turn things down. Don't turn things up. Instead, listen for what's overwhelming and turn those things down. And I think that kind of goes to this humility. It's like, I'm not going to do another thing. Now I'm going to lose weight. Now I'm going to eat well. Now I'm going to be mindful. It's like, no. What am I going to remove in order to make space for God to do what God does and trust him with that? That made sense even not to musicians.
Sermon. That's a whole other sermon, Philip. I mean, think about what things in our life have that are turned up that we really need to turn down so we can actually hear God.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time talking about that during the pandemic. Like, turn down the news, people. Turn down the news. And honestly, right now, with all the news of the war in Russia, and I'm praying for people over there, but sometimes I'm just like, well, this is really scary. I need to not read about the murders and the war, and especially because I'm ready to go to sleep. Turn it down.
Turn it down. Yep. But we naturally just put on more on our plate. Well, this year I'm going to do this. Humility is turning things off. Humility is sitting down in the lap of God and just saying, okay, God, what do you want? And trust.
I was just listening about a week ago to a podcast by Craig Rochelle. And he is talking about habits. And he said something that I thought was very interesting. He said from the time he started wanting to change his habits, he recognized that he used to be really undisciplined. So I don't know how many years of this, it's 20 years of him changing this. But he said he makes a commitment to change one habit a year. That's it. One habit a year. And in 20 years, as he's changed those habits, and I think he said the first habit he tackled was flossing his teeth because he hated it and he felt like it was a waste of time, but he knew he needed to do it and he knew he needed to be disciplined. And he talked about how just one thing. So, I think what you're saying, Philip, is we try to be mindful of too many things at one time, too. There's so much noise that then it just doesn't sound right. And so, where if we can focus on one thing at a time, or we can focus on bringing down something that's out of whack, like you're talking about the cymbals being too high and things like that. But I think that's part of what happens to us is we have the new year and we're like, you just said, you listed all those things. Well, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And then by February, we're not doing any of them. But Craig, who's been pretty successful in life, does one habit a year. I was like, wow, he's younger than me. I feel like I need to do more than one habit a year. He's
Speaking
Yep. That's crazy.
Of Pastor Michelle, I heard today that Michael Todd, and it might have been this past Sunday, he made a comment. He said, people are saying 2023 is going to be the best year of my life. And then he lets it hang long enough to say, if it's the best year of your life spiritually.
Yeah.
And
I'm like, whoa, because our spiritual component often gets left out.
You're right.
For other things.
Yeah.
And think about it. So let's say you improve your financial footprint, but you don't do anything with your spiritual. What good was the money if you're now depressed or mentally unstable? what if the thing this year is, so taking Craig Rochelle's, okay, I'm gonna work on my weight. Okay. So you drop 100 pounds and then you find out you have cancer or something worse.
Mm-hmm.
So mentally you're not even prepared to go through this.
Yeah.
Or if you spend this year, I'm gonna focus on my marriage, which is a good thing to do if you're married. But if your spouse leaves you at the end of the year and you didn't spend any time working on your spiritual growth and maturity, then what status are you left in? I would say lost, because you put all your eggs in that basket. By the way, eggs are $9, so you don't want to do that. You got to get you an egg guy. I know it.
Eggs are $9 a dozen?
Bro, go to Publix or to Walmart. Eggs are like right now, you probably get $6 for the regular egg, $6 a dozen. But the brown eggs, yeah.
Are you for real?
Dude, go to Publix.
Wait. I gotta find out more on this. See, this is what I don't watch the news, so I don't know anything. But
no, it ain't watching the news. It's grocery shopping. A dozen of eggs, man, is the same price as a biggie box. At Wendy's.
Wow. I had 3 egg burritos recently. That was probably like $30 worth. Wow.
Forget the dope man. You need an egg man.
Yeah, I know a guy.
I know a guy too.
Yeah, he needs to increase his price. Actually, don't tell him.
Yeah, don't tell him. Yeah. You're not helping us here, man. You're just not helping us.
Next week, there will be a new host for the podcast.
Rob Townsend.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man. You guys are funny. Well, are there any final thoughts that you guys have on this mindfulness idea? I love the conversation. It's so practical for all of us. But any final thoughts?
Grace.
Give yourself grace.
Give yourself grace. I mean, I'm reminded that this is something that I struggle with this.
Yeah. Oh, bless you.
God bless you.
We're going to free.
Assessment, just full disclosure, I scored a 75.
On what assessment?
For this.
On my
on that
every week.
Yeah.
Yep.
I scored less than that on mindful, but I did better on the next one. Approachable.
So you're more approachable than mindful. So we could talk to you, but you just don't care.
Oh, no, I had this discussion with Ray. My problem was that the questions for mindful ask us some specifics, but didn't delineate out like circumstances. So like, are you willing, do you set aside what you're doing for other people, those kinds of questions. And so sometimes, but sometimes not. It depends on the circumstance and the person. And so like if Ray calls me or Philip calls me, I'm probably going to set aside what I'm doing to respond to you guys. Or if one of my kids, when I have my notifications off on my phone, I am still mindful of my kids. Their calls can come through.
Yeah.
But I can't be that accessible to every person 24/7 or I would be in trouble.
Yeah, you shouldn't be.
Yeah. So I think it's a great assessment. I'm not unhappy with my score where it is, because I think that if I had scored higher, I would maybe be overextending myself past my capacity.
Yeah. That's good. Well, everybody test Michelle. Send her a message.
Thank you, Philip. I just finished a note to one of our group leaders that they sent yesterday morning. So, trying to keep up with it all.
I cause trouble everywhere. It makes me
You
so
do.
happy to cause trouble. I just
Yeah,
love
you
it.
do.
I don't know why I love it so much, but I do.
You cause lots of trouble.
Okay, guys. Well, we're gonna end this wonderful podcast. And as we go, we always like to say some things that are coming up. I know that Michelle has a few things. Should you announce them yet, Michelle, or do we hold off?
Sure. Yeah.
Go for it then.
We've got several things coming up. So we have Rooted starting on the 22nd.
Ow.
We have Discover, which is a 3-week small group experience that you need to come to hear about our mission, vision, and values. And
That's
then
a good one too. If you haven't done that, everybody should go through that, right?
everybody should go through it. Even if you're not new to Eastlake, you might learn something about our mission, vision, and values.
Yep.
So that's a good thing. And then Women's Bible Study kicks off the end of the month. I just had Allison Bixby in the house today, checking out our rooms, and she's going to lead us in therapeutic journaling. And we have some other studies going on too, Full and When Helping Hurts. So there is lots happening at Eastlake in January.
Man. What are you going to say, Ray?
I got a couple things. One of them is not happening at East. Well, both of them are not happening at Eastlake. One of them is this coming weekend, the youth. Some of you parents that are on here already know this. You have kids that are going up to Gatlinburg for the retreat. And so if you want something to pray about, I would invite you to join us in praying for the safety of their travel, as well as their time in God's word, and that they will arrive back safely. So that's one thing. The second thing is last night, Perspective started again at Riverland Hills. And that is, and I mean, we have an invitation to be there as well. So for those of you that did not get to go through Perspectives because of the timing of it all last year, this is an opportunity because in the first 3 weeks, you can attend for free to investigate it, to see if this is something you want to sign up for the next several weeks that they'll be in it. And I'm telling you, nothing is like it. It is amazing.
It is.
And so if you're available Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. at Riverland Hills, go check it out. And if the Lord should speak to have you go through the entire course, you'll know where it's at and you got support to go. So think about it, pray about it, get back to us.
That's awesome. It's a fun time of year for ministry. It's good stuff.
It is.
All right. Well, with that said, we will say goodbye to everybody, but we love you and we'll see you on Sunday, if not sooner.
All right.
Later.
Bye, y'all.
Eastlake Community Church is an intentional, multicultural community empowered by the Holy Spirit. We passionately pursue a loving relationship with God and everyone Jesus was sent to die for, here, near, and far.